Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Ashley Amethyst. Nice to meet you. And I wave a lot. Today's video is going to be the first in about 3.5 months. And the reason is because I had a baby. So, this video is going to be a birth story video of what I can rock. On June 1st, I ended up going into labor, and we brought our baby into the world on June 2nd at 1:20 in the morning. We went to a party for James to go to. It was an end of the year party, and I just felt like really sluggish. And I know it was hot outside, so I kind of chalked it up to I'm really tired because it's warm. And then the next day, James was playing in our pool, and I was laying outside, and I went into, and I had a 4-hour nap. And I had not had a 4-hour nap since like the beginning of the pregnancy. So I was like, okay, something's different, something's changed. And so I was getting my photo done for the last video you just saw, and I told my husband, I was like, hey, I need to have the pillowcases put on the pillows just in case, so I can take a picture of them for the photo. And I took the picture, and then I go into my closet because I had like a nesting, like just wanted to nest, just wanted to get my closet like clean, super clean, right then, right there. And so I'm sitting in there, and I feel this gigantic, like, it felt like there were 2 hands on either side of my belly, and it went whoosh, like this for like 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, that was a contraction. That was like a huge contraction. And I was like, okay, we're fine. 12 minutes goes by, and all of a sudden I have another whoosh. And I'm like, okay, I haven't had one 12 minutes apart. That's okay. And so then I downloaded a contractions app just in case to start timing them, because I couldn't find it on any of the apps that I had. So then I started timing them, and I got really winded. Like, I couldn't like just like sit there and go like, it just wasn't happening. It was like kind of like hyperventilating, but not really. And so I went and I sat in the rocking chair that's in our room, and I'm timing them, and they are consistent 30 to 45 seconds every 10 minutes. And you know, that would be the start of early labor, and that's not a big deal, except for the fact that I had an emergency C-section the first time with a vertical incision. So it is imperative that I don't go into like full active labor with this C-section, or my uterus could rip open. That would be bad. So I'm timing them, and I text my friend Liz. I was like, hey Liz, this is the information. And she's like, honestly, this starts very early labor, and since you were a C-section, you should probably get to the hospital. And so I called my husband, and I'm like nonchalant about it. I'm like, hey honey, I need you to get the bags, and I need you to put them in the car. And I need you to get the car seat, and I need you to put the car seat in the car. And he's just looking at me, and I was like, I think I'm in labor. For real. And he's like, okay. Yeah? Talking about you. Yeah, I am. So then our son comes in, James, and we're like, hey James, we need you to get your stuff together. I need you to be calm. I need you to go help close up all the dog crates so they're safe, so they don't get into anything. Because mommy's calling our friend, and you're probably going to stay with them tonight just in case mommy's in labor. So I like thought it, but I didn't. So I called the friend, and I was like, hey, so I'm contracting every 10 minutes, and I think we need you guys tonight to watch James. And she's like, okay. And so we met them at the Target that's close to our house, because we have to go on the 417 to get to Winnie Palmer. And so they met us at the Target. We shuttled James into their car, and I kind of got like really emotional. Like, this is the last time it's just gonna be the three of us, you know? And then we get on the road and we're like one exit down. I'm like, hey honey, did you grab my backpack? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, my ID is in my backpack. So we have to turn around the car. And by then I'm going from 10 minutes down to 8 minutes apart. And I'm like, uh-oh. So we get back home. He grabs my backpack and then we get back on the road and he's flying. And I'm like, honey, it's okay. We're good. And we get down to Winnie Palmer and they check us in and my blood pressure is perfect. Thank you, Jesus. And they go to check me and it's just writhing pain to be checked for myself. And they're like, well, we can't tell if you're dilated or not, but we're going to call your doctor because your contractions are very, like 6-7 minutes together. And they're really strong. Do you not feel any pain? And I'm like, no, I don't feel any pain. So, anyways, they call my doctor and then they come back in at like 11:45 and they're like, we're moving you up to OR, or pre-op, you're having a baby tonight. And I was like, I knew, but like, I was like, oh no, like, okay, cool. Freaking out. And Ben called his parents and I just started praying because I was like really emotional about doing this without my parents since they're in heaven now. But I got it together and they wheeled me off to go get my spinal block put in. And by that time it was like every 4 minutes. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because the OR was warm, but I ended up having a panic attack while under like the spinal block, and I couldn't feel myself breathe, so I'm freaking out about not breathing. And I'm sweaty, and I'm also deeply parched. Like my throat is dry, my mouth is dry, I'm trying to swallow. And I need to like lift my head every time that happens because I can't like feel myself swallow. And I'm just having a major like anxiety moment. But I don't want to tell anybody that I'm having a panic attack because then they're going to give me Valium and I'm going to probably pass out and not see the birth of my baby. And so I'm like, okay, get it together, Ashley. All is good. You're okay. You're breathing. Just look at something. So I turned my head. And if you don't know with spinal blocks, your blood pressure goes down. And I turned my head and it brings up my blood pressure and I'm like, oh dear. And it's low. It's like 56/37 low. And I was like, I think I need more medicine. They're like, turn your head the other way. And I'm like, okay, got it, cool. Like, oh, it's time. And they put the thing down. And I didn't get to experience this the first time with my first son since his was an emergency and I had general anesthesia. So I was like, okay, I'm going to see this baby face for the first time. That's the first thing I'm going to see. And I got butt and balls. Butt and balls. That's the first thing I saw. And his tiny little cry was like a little mouse cry. And I was like, something's up. Like, that's not a normal like baby wail. And then I was like thinking back that I'd read that not always do they big wail cry. And then I immediately afterwards, after they pulled him and put him on the warmer, was like, I'm having a panic attack, but I'm also in pain. I'd rather you treat the pain than the panic attack. But they gave me morphine, Duomorph. And I kind of was like in and out as they were cleaning out my uterus and stitching me back up. And then I guess something happened with my husband and he almost fainted in the OR because he hadn't eaten since like lunch. And it was already like 1 a.m, so like over 12 hours. And so he left the room and then the nurse came up to me, or the NICU pediatrician came up and was like, so your baby's having trouble breathing, so we're gonna take him to the NICU. And I had this plan that I was going to hold him in recovery, and then I was going to breastfeed him and like just have skin to skin right away. And I was like, okay. So like I said, they wheeled him off to the NICU, and then I kept on going in and out in recovery, and my nose was itchy, and I guess I kept on slapping my face and like rubbing my nose like this, like a cokehead. Then they're telling me I can't go to the NICU until I have the catheter out, and I've walked. And I know it was like, God, get me through this. I want to see my baby. I want to go there. My in-laws I got to see him. We went to the NICU right after, but I never got to like hold him. And I just needed to get back there. I needed to get to my baby. And so, my in-laws came and they got to see my little buddy. And then I like willed myself to get up. I like really forced myself. Like the first time I only got to stand, and I got really woozy, and I was like, I need to just wait a little bit and then try again. So I did that, and I went and I walked to the bathroom, and it was tough. It was really tough to do. And I sat on that bathroom toilet, and I was like, you're gonna go pee, I don't care. I went pee on the toilet. And I always had a difficulty peeing on my own the first time. Like it would always take me hours. It didn't take me hours because I knew God was on my side just so I could go see my baby. And then we got wheeled down after that, and there was tubes. He had a CPAP on and a feeding tube in and an IV, and he wasn't a worst case scenario kind of thing, but it was still really hard to see like this baby that I had housed in my belly for 9 months was like sitting there. Like if he was in my stomach he would have been fine, but he's not, and he's outside in this crazy world, and I just felt really helpless, and I just wanted to hold him. And so after that he stayed in the NICU for 6 days. He ended up having tachypnea, which is like fast, short breaths. So like hyperventilating. He's like he couldn't take a big deep breath in and a big deep breath out. But he slowly weaned off of the CPAP, and then he slowly got off the feeding tube. And we were having latch issues, but he finally latched with a shield. But honestly, other than that, it was a really good C-section, and I have a beautiful baby boy to introduce to you guys now. So give me 1 second.
I do not know what it means.
It means you're going to be a big brother.
Really? I'm a little baby brother?
Or
No,
sister.
You are the brother. She's having a child.
Yay!
Look at the ball. Look at the ball.
Look at the ball.
Yeah? Are you serious? Yeah.
I just want to introduce you guys to Killian Jack. He is very much staring at the lights right now. Yeah. But I just wanted to introduce our newest member of our family and do our story time on his birth. Right? Yeah? You want to say anything? You want to say, I want boobies, Mom? Boobie time. Poopy time. Okay. Well. Yeah, it's the light. It's lights. So, anyways, if you got to the end of the story, I want to say thank you for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Have a great day. We love you all. Bye.